Hello, good morning. My name is Deirdre Coyne, and this morning, and hopefully a lot more mornings, I'm going to be sharing with you a few cognitive behavioural therapy tips. The purpose of this is to just take a few moments in the morning to work on our mindset. We often find that the best time in the morning is when our minds are clearer. Sometimes for a lot of us, the mornings are an anxious time, so it's perhaps a good time to look at how we might take a few minutes for ourselves to just practice some mindful techniques, some cognitive behavioural techniques. So it might be worth starting with what is cognitive behavioural therapy. You may have heard of it. It's often just shortened to CBT. And really for me, what CBT does is it does what it says on the tin, as I often say, which is that it looks at how we think, so our cognitions, what we do, so our behaviour, and whether or not our cognitions or our behaviour are helpful or unhelpful. So today I was just going to share 3 short tips with you. So the idea here is that so I guess at the moment I'm recording this in January, and January is always about fresh starts. So it's easy to get stuck in unhelpful thought patterns. At this, as soon as we wake up, we might find ourselves thinking, I've already failed at my goals, or there's so much to do today. And those kind of thoughts can often start the tone for the rest of the day. So the good news is that with the work with CBT, what that does is it helps us to notice, to challenge and to change those patterns or to change those thoughts. But let's break that down step by step. So the first step is maybe to start with the awareness. So this is sometimes called cognitive awareness, and it's the foundation of CBT really. So our thoughts are automatic. So if we take a moment to notice them and create a space, we can respond differently. I can't remember who it was that said that the magic is in the gap between the thought and the action. So when we wake up first, it's maybe worth taking 30 seconds to notice our thoughts, asking ourselves, what's the first thing on my mind? And we're not judging it, we're just observing it at this stage. So the second stage then is to challenge the unhelpful thoughts. So once we've identified the thoughts, we can challenge unhelpful ones using CBT questions, maybe like, is this a thought based on fact, or is it just a habit? And what is a more balanced, more helpful way to look at this? So, for example, the thought might be, I've already ruined the week, there's no point in trying. And then the new, more helpful response might be, a one-off day doesn't define me, I can still make progress. That might feel kind of slow at the moment, but with practice that technique can become second nature. So the third tip then is to anchor the morning with a positive action. All right, I'm just checking my notes here, but so behavioural activation is a key CBT strategy. And what do we mean by behavioural activation? So it's all about using small actions to shift our mood and our mindset. So if we pick one small action in the morning, so this is the behavioural side of CBT. For example, we could write down one thing that we're looking forward to today. We could drink a glass of water. It's good to get rehydrated in the morning. We could take a few deep breaths and set an intention. I will focus on what I can control today. And those actions might reinforce positive habits, but also just give us a moment to feel more grounded, perhaps. And then the last tip is to use the if-then planning for any challenges that might come up during the day. So mornings, even the day doesn't always go smoothly, but we can plan ahead for obstacles, and that's the purpose of the morning focus or the morning mental health check-in, if you like. So if-then planning is all about, for example, if I feel overwhelmed by my to-do list, I might break it into 3 smaller tasks. If I notice negative self-talk, then I might remind myself that one thought doesn't define my day. And that approach trains our brain to respond to challenges proactively instead of reactively. So if something comes up today, if I feel overwhelmed, then I'll do this. So if-then planning. And then finally, reflect and adjust. daily. So take a few minutes, even at lunchtime, to just reflect on how the morning's gone, what's working, what's going well, or what's one thing that we could maybe tweak for the afternoon or the evening or add in. So just to give you a quick rundown of those couple of tips for today. So your 5 CBT tips for a morning mindset reset are: 1, to start with the awareness and notice your first thought. Then number 2 is to challenge unhelpful thinking with more balanced alternatives. And then 3 is the action, so anchoring the morning with a small positive action. 4, using the if-then planning to manage any obstacles that might come up. And then 5 is to reflect, perhaps at lunchtime, to adjust and improve. So those are 5 tips, hopefully, that might be helpful. And this isn't about creating the perfect morning or even the perfect day. It's just about making small, intentional choices to help to set ourselves up for a good day or for success. So if you'd like to try any of these, please do let me know how they go. I will be putting this live Facebook onto my podcast. I'd love for you to subscribe to the podcast. It'll also be on my Substack. And thank you for listening today. I will pop in tomorrow, and I hope it's been helpful. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for listening. Bye for now.